Have you ever wondered what it means to be truly vulnerable? To be vulnerable means to be susceptible to another. This susceptibility often comes from allowing ourselves to be emotionally unguarded. Picture vulnerability as a two-step process. First, observe your emotions. Feel any anger, sadness, or anxiety without judgment or action. Second, validate these emotions. So, take a moment, breathe, remind yourself, it's okay to feel the way you do, without self-criticism. Now consider the concept of emotional acceptance. This is not a passive resignation, but an active engagement with your emotions. It's an acknowledgement of their existence without mentally battling against them. Surprisingly, this engagement does not exacerbate these emotions. In fact, it can improve our emotional experiences over time. But remember, it's not realistic to always be in this state of deep reflection. Pondering every single emotion throughout the day would lead to emotional exhaustion. So what are the benefits of vulnerability? There are several advantages that may not seem obvious at first glance. Primarily, it's a tool that can help ease anxiety. When we acknowledge and consciously experience emotions instead of pushing them aside, it sends a crucial signal to our brain. This signal essentially communicates that negative emotions are not elements to be feared or shunned. In turn, this understanding can greatly reduce the overall levels of anxiety we might experience. This is because when we accept our feelings, we are less likely to get caught in a cycle of resistance and worry. Another significant benefit pertains to our relationships. By being open and vulnerable we set the ground for deeper emotional connections with others. When we learn to be vulnerable with our loved ones, it becomes a stepping stone towards building trust and intimacy. It allows us to share our deepest fears, hopes, and dreams, and in return we may find that our relationships are stronger and more resilient. Finally, embracing vulnerability can lead to increased self-awareness. When we acknowledge our emotions and thought patterns, we can start to recognize our mechanisms. These could be patterns of behavior that we've established to protect ourselves, but may not necessarily be serving us. Alongside, we can uncover our emotional blind spots, those areas we may have previously overlooked or ignored. This self-discovery can be instrumental in our personal growth and transformation. 3, it can increase self-awareness. By acknowledging your emotions and thought patterns, you can recognize your defense mechanisms and emotional blind spots. Ultimately, vulnerability is about acknowledging and validating your emotions. It's about emotional acceptance and engagement. It can ease anxiety, strengthen relationships, and increase self-awareness. So the next time you're feeling a strong emotion, remember to observe it, validate it, and engage with it. It's okay to be vulnerable. In fact, it might just be one of the best things you can do for yourself. Stay tuned for part 2 as we dive deeper into the concept of vulnerability and how it improves our health. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your participation in growing this channel. Our goal is to assist you in achieving greater emotional fitness and well-being.